Ruhusu wale wasichana wa interact na mtu yoyote. Sasa hivi nimeambiwa kwamba wamewekwa kwenye basi, wengine wanapelekwa kule Butere Girls. Sasa sijaweza kuwafikia. Kulikuwa na habari kwamba 15 walikuwa nakosa kufika. So wale 15 ningependa kuripoti kwamba wazazi watulie, kwamba hao watoto walijipata walijipeleka kule kwenye camp yao na wamefika kule. I have a very competent cast. Ile cast ambayo inajua kutumia akili. And I want to take this opportunity to celebrate the heroines of Butere Girls today. It will be inscribed in history that you are there when the history of this country was being written. And I want to take this opportunity to celebrate you and tell you that as a nation, you are loved. Asante sana. Labda wakili.
Leo linamaanisha nini kwa festival, the drama festival?
Hii tukio kwanza ni kusema kwamba hatutaki interference na the political class ama the administrators katika Kenya National Drama Festival. These are festivals that we celebrate. These are festivals that has nurtured some of us. Ningependa kuomba vijana wote ambao wamegadhabishwa, all directors, all teachers ambao wamegadhabishwa na neno hili, watulie kwamba we are going to follow the right procedure for Butere Girls to perform. Na tunataka zile plays zingine, zile items zingine ambazo zimekuja kuperform hapa Nakuru zipewe nafasi. The festival should not be interrupted kwa sababu ya hii tukio. Festival ipewe nafasi because we also don't want to infringe into the rights of other children. Waruhusu items zote za festival ziperformiwe and no item should be censored. Ikiwezekana hata waniite leo usiku niangalie zile items hazijaperform, naweza weka kitu moja ama mbili ambaye inaweza saidia katika dissemination of information. I still have more items. Personally, I had 7 plays that I had scripted in this festival. 5 of them managed to come to the nationals. I want to announce here that you'll be seeing some of my plays being performed on that stage, and I will personally ensure that they disseminate the right information.
From your own assessment, how could you have performed?
The names of the plays and the schools.
No, I can't because they will be victimized.
From your own assessment, how could you have performed if your girls...
Of course, we are up to the task. I have told you I have the best cast. I have never trained such a cast since I started this profession. I have the best cast, and I want to believe that if given opportunity, Butere Girls is going to shock everyone, including William Samoei Ruto.
There are people who are saying that you are using the juniors for a political score. What's your say about that?
Go read the set books those students are doing right now. Samaritan, Fathers of the Nation, all of them are political. Parliament of Olds, all of them are political plays. And therefore, these children, the thought of you thinking that they are children, that's where you go wrong. These are people who are informed. These young children are people who are seeing what is going on in their country, and they have a right to speak. Go read the Children's Act. Go read the Education Act. They have a right to speak, and they have a right to be trained by anyone. And do not look at me from the lenses of a politician. Before I became a politician, I was an actor, then a director, then a politician. So look at me as a director and not a politician. And this will not stop me from doing what I like. I'll continue writing plays, and I even go now so that we do plays in public places like National Theatre, Alliance, and any other places using now adults. So I'll disapprove you, and I'm up to the task.
Those children were traumatized after what happened today, after the tear gas. Is there going to be a follow-up for counseling and therapy?
Of course, we request that the teachers of Butere Girls should organize a counseling session for these children. We should get a professional counselor who will take them through and also try to bring them back into their right senses so that they can also concentrate in their academics, because some of them are sitting for their national exams in 4 or 5 months from now. And therefore, I would like to ask the principal of that school and any other person who can access the children to ensure that they get a professional counselor to counsel them and bring them back to normalcy. Thank you.
Sorry, the last question, please. When you look at that, do you think if it won, it had a chance of going to State House because that has been the tradition?
And I think I had not intended to say this, but I have instructed my lawyer to get an order for that play to be performed at State House. So we want to see if the president will defy a court order. And we want to see if the president will run out of State House. So I think, and I'm sure we are going to get that order. I'm sure the courts are watching and the courts are with us. Thank you.
So, thank you very much. One is that just like Senator Malala has said, the government is in violation of the rights of the children and the students of Butere girls, and we have instructions to pursue remedies under these violations. It is imperative for us to understand that the government has violated the very basic education regulations 2015, which asks that the government ensures children participate in co-curricular activities, including drama and any works of art. It was on that basis that the court ordered that the play be staged, and the government has not adhered to that court order. Government has violated Basic Education Act 2013. Government has violated the Children's Act as well as the Constitution of Kenya. So we are going back to court to cite all the players for contempt. In law, ignorance is no defense, and all people who are involved in this will face the consequences of the law. Right from the principal Butere girls, who was issuing unconstitutional, illegal and retrogressive directions from the time the students left up to the time they were ordered to go back to Butere, to the regional director of Education Western Province, who acted out of ignorance in implementing the orders of his bosses, to the PS, all of them, the heads must roll. If we do not get justice from the Kenyan executive, because the judiciary has already done justice by allowing the play and issuing the orders that have been disobeyed. We are, as a state now, we are in violation of our international obligations, observing the treaties that we have signed and executing them in good faith under the doctrine of Pacta Sunt Servanda, that honor the provisions of the treaties that you've signed in utmost good faith. We have violated the provisions on the Convention on the Rights of the Child, as well as the provisions from the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Children. We have international remedies that we are going to pursue to ensure that these children are compensated, that our state actors are condemned, and they lose international credibility. I want to thank Senator Malala for standing strong, even in the wake of blackmail, in the wake of frustrations, to ensure that the rights of the children are upheld. And as he has rightly said, we have a reason we call the house on the hill State House. It is not a state home, it's a state house. Every Kenyan reasonably can access that state house and do what the regulations require them to do. We will be moving to court for contempt, and we will be saying that the orders of this court were not respected. And even if the drama festivals are ended, it must be ordered that Butere girl students be given an ample opportunity to stage this play to the public and any other Kenyan who might have been interested in watching it. And if Kenyans sitting at such a forum approve it, then it will have to move to State House and be presented in gala posthumously. Even if you died on a voting day, you can still become an MP posthumously before a by-election is held. I then invite my learned senior, the Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, with whom we've worked together, to also comment on this subject.
Thank you. Wakili Bushega.
Okay. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Busiega. One, the right, the freedom of expression as captured under Article 33 of the Constitution of Kenya is explicit. The same had been given sound and basis by the courts of law, Lady Justice Okwanyi. The government has acted in impunity, disregarded the same, and ensured that the girls have not performed. Of course, the law provides recourse in terms of pursuing contempt. Simultaneous with that, Senator Malala has been arrested and detained in Communicado. that falls under false imprisonment. Certainly we'll pursue that and ensure that justice is done. At this point, I can guarantee that the law as it is, in terms of the constitutional strictures, is well captured, is well elucidated, and we are hopeful that with the judiciary that we have, at the end of the day, the girls and everyone shall have his or her way. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think let me start by saying quality to my brother, Senator Malala. He's gone through a lot of trauma since yesterday in this beautiful city of Nakuru. He was hunted down like an animal yesterday. And he was just in this town as a coach coming to prepare his team for a crucial match today, Butere girls. After being arrested here, he went to Eldama Ravine. We've just come back from Eldama Ravine police station where we secured his release. And we want to celebrate the girls, Butere girls, our heroines today. They're on their way to Butere. Honorable Kalasinga Majimbo has just met them. This is an MP from Western Kenya. He met them at Molo when they were driving home to Butere. So as we celebrate them, we also want to celebrate our hero, Cleo Malala, because he's a talented playwright. Apart from the action that our team of lawyers will be undertaking from tomorrow, whether it's pursuing the issue of false imprisonment, the manner in which he was imprisoned falsely, and he has been released without any charges, which means it was just pure harassment from the police. We will not allow Kenya to go back to the dark days of being a police state where police harassment was the order of the day of any critic of that government. That will not allow. Secondly, Bwana Malala, we want to assure you that you're one of the most intelligent minds that we have when it comes to, playwrights. Before you, there were great playwrights like Ngugi wa Thiong'o. We had Professor Mushere Mugo, who were forced to go to exile from this country because they were very brilliant and they wrote very beautiful plays. The Devil on the Cross, I Will Marry When I Want. These were all banned. But that state, the police state that we had, did not just ban plays. They followed and actually detained Kina Ngugi wa Thiong'o. They had to leave this country. My brother Cleo, God has blessed you with a talent. Fear not. Continue being creative and continue growing talent in our country. Not just Butere girls. There are many schools here in Nakuru County, Nairobi and others. You are national heroes of today, apart from our heroines from Butere. This is one thing we want to say for the international community. We have seen a state sliding back into dictatorship, led by one William Samoei Arap Ruto. If we do nothing, we would lose all the gains we have made since we inaugurated our Constitution 2010. Freedom of expression, freedom of thought, freedom of conscience. These are fundamental freedoms guaranteed by our Constitution. But today, they are being violated by this state. If you can stop little children from telling their story about a failed education system, they are either the beneficiaries or victims of failed policies. If they are saying SHA is not working, it's not just SHA. We had the EduCare, where we had healthcare for our children in schools. This was removed. So if they're feeling the pain, they're the wearers of the shoe and they want to tell them through their talent, why stop them? What kind of a government fears its own children? What kind of a government that fears its own citizens? This is a government that is even afraid of its own shadow. It's not worth being called a government. But we are going to go to court to ensure that their rights are protected. Not just courts, we would like this matter taken to Parliament. And I'm very pleased that the Honorable Kalasinga Majimbo MP Kabuchai is here with us. And he has said he's going to take this matter to the floor of the House. So from Nakuru City, what has happened here will not end here. It will be taken to our courts. It will be taken to international courts. It will be taken to our Parliament. And it's a matter that will not rest here. May I invite the Honorable Kalasinga Majimbo to come and say a few words.
Okay, thank you very much, Waziri. I think I'm one very disturbed member of parliament, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday night when I was watching news, I think to be particular I was watching Citizen News, I was touched by the brutality the police were handling the journalists, particularly a lady who was carrying live news, live Citizen. The girl was tear gassed 3 times. But I want to say that's a very brave lady. She stood firm. Yes, the Marianne. She stood firm. She was tear gassed, she was beaten, but you could still hear the voice. The pictures disappeared on the screens, but the voice was still heard. She was working for this nation. I think where we have reached, the freedoms we gained, we must regain it again. And we must go back to the floor of the House. As I've just said, we are going to raise this matter. I'm going to request for a statement from the minister to explain, actually, where were these distractors when these girls were performing on the sub-count level? Where were they when they were performing on the county level? Where were they on the regional? Now they are on the nationals. When did they know that this is a wrong play? That is the question. I want the minister to explain to us. If somebody was sleeping on duty, then who first slept on duty? But when the girls come to tell you that, please look here, the Linda Mama is gone. Our mothers can never deliver like they were delivering before, free of charge. And then a husband being given a child, these are your bundles of joy. Now it's not there. If the new funding in model, students are suffering. I raised a question on the floor of the House the other day, which I was asking, why do we place students, we call it COOPs, it places students in private universities and state universities. Those in private universities don't benefit from the fund of the government. And you see, you get the same grade. Those are questions these kids are asking. I came here to stand in solidarity with my brother Malala. Cleo versus Malala, we are not in the same political party, no. We are not from the same counties, no. But we share the mind. We are the same age set. We share a vision. We have a longer period to stay in this country. We can't ruin it. I want to say this here today, like I am a Kenya Kwanza member of parliament, but I'm known for being a rock MP. I voted no on the first finance bill, you know. Correct. I voted no on the second finance bill, you know. I refused to fight Kashagwa, you know. So today I'm saying I'm refusing this bad act that is taken to our kids. I came here to stand solidarity with Malala.
You are joining the echoes of war.
Thank you very much, Mr. Malala. I am saying that please, we need a Kenya for all of us. Yes. What the only thing I will ask is, I would soberly, kindly request the First Lady, who is in State House now, to inform the state that she wants these Butere girls, the alumni of this school, to perform where she did in State House. Let her sit and watch the girls of her former school perform. I think she's proud of us. If indeed the First Lady, with the respect we give you, if you still have that respect, kindly see this matter now, step in it. Lady, your girls, you stood the same school, come and perform in State House. In fact, we want these girls now to perform in a bigger arena for Kenyans to watch, because now every Kenyan is asking himself, what were they going to perform? Now that they are blocked, they have made every party in Kenya know that surely these girls at a point, we want to listen to them. But listening to these girls will support and make students not go on strikes. Sometimes these youths ventilate by saying they might speak and feel free, and you don't get strikes and problems in this country. This is the only way to listen to Gen Zs in this country. Gen Zs must be listened to. Thank you very much. And I don't want the Gen Zs to come again and eat our muchele. You know, they can easily come next time. Let us learn to listen to these youths. They have a point to ever. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I think the only thing I would want to add is, apart from raising the question, Honorable Kalasinga Majimbo, you can ask your speaker to invite Butere girls to come and perform in parliament. Allowed, just the way the Honorable Malala has requested that the Butere girls be allowed to perform in State House, they can be allowed to perform in Parliament. But I would also just add that Rachel Ruto, our First Lady, wherever you are today, you are an alumni of Butere girls. What happened to the girls today? yours should be the first voice to condemn as a mother. Those girls should not have been traumatized the way they were, and they should not be crying on their way back to Butere. We would like to see you not just apologizing on behalf of your husband and his government, but also ensuring the Butere girls comes to perform at State House. Let it not be, don't be like Marie Antoinette, who was saying when she heard noises outside the gate, that if there is no bread, why can't they eat cake? It's because the king and the queen were out of touch with reality. You and your husband might be out of touch with reality. Let Butere girls come and tell you, SHA is not working. And I listen to them why they are saying it. The university funding model is not working. Let them come and tell you, don't be afraid of our children. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
I want to, Kanja, just a minute.
Yeah.
I want to inform the head of the security in this country that when I've been coming from Kabuchai to Nakuru right now, I have met Butere girls in a bus being escorted with 4 Land Rovers as if they are prisoners. Those girls are free. They are supposed to stay where they want to stay. I've met them at the junction of Eldama Ravine. The bus is going back to Western with 4 Land Rovers full of policemen with all guns pointing at the bus. Are they our Al-Shabaabs? Those are our girls. They are students from my constituency. I take pride in them. We must find the truth, what is going on. Thank you.